I was almost kidnapped in second grade. I was with my two sisters and a family friend. We went down the park, which was right down the street from our house. So my mom let us go by ourselves as long as we stuck together. My older sister, Haley, was riding her bike, and my younger sister, Ashley, was riding on the back of the bike with our friend Jennifer. We were not at the park for very long. Haley needed to go to the bathroom, so she raced fast back to the house on her bike. Jennifer and Ashley followed behind Haley on their bike. I was trying to keep up with them, but it's hard when you're on foot. I noticed that to my left, this car pulling up to the driveway next to the house I was walking by. Two older guys that looked in their mid-20s were staring at me, continued to stare as they get out of the car, and I had a dreadful feeling in my stomach. I started to walk faster as I looked ahead at Jennifer and Ashley. Jennifer was yelling at me to run. As I looked over to the guys were running towards me with their arms stretched out and telling me to come here. I prayed to God to help, then all of my sudden I felt this burst of energy go through my legs and I began to run. I outran the two guys and I know the Lord was with me. I felt I had no control over my legs. I was running so incredibly fast as I looked back at the guys. They were so far behind me even though they were still running. What looked like a full sprint. I get home safe. As soon as I got there, my legs felt normal again, but they were really sore. I thanked God for helping me. My mom called the police, but they never found the guys. I was almost kidnapped by a child molester when I was 8 years old. A distant relation of my estranged father showed up out of the blue one day asking my mother if he could bring me to visit my parental grandmother. I had never met the man before. My mother turned him away, but a few minutes later he spotted me playing in the neighbor's front garden. He called me over and started telling me about how he was my cousin while putting his arm around me and firmly steering me towards his car. Luckily, the neighbor's dog started going crazy and I had enough sense to wiggle out from under his arm and run home. At the time, I know that his behavior was weird. Not to go with him, but I didn't fully grasp the danger enough to be all that frightened. It turns out that the guy is a complete nut job and is a known child molester. A few years ago, some of his children brought him to court for severe and physical sexual abuse. I was almost kidnapped at the park one day. My mom and I lived on our own in a really bad neighborhood, but she told me that when we got enough money that we would move. My mom worked 2 jobs and I never really saw her. Anyway, I was always trying to help her make money, but I was only 5. I was looking on the internet trying to find a job that I could do when I found out that I could volunteer to clean the park at 4 in the middle of the day. It was 3:30, so I had to get ready. I got my green shirt and grabbed my backpack and hurried up. When I was there were a few people, 4 or 5, so I signed up and started picking up garbage and weeds. While I was working, a few men came up to me. I tried to ignore them because I thought they wanted to help us out. I was bent down, so I couldn't really tell they were standing over me. I felt someone grab my shoulder. I turned around to see a knife pointed at my face. "Don't move," the big man said. I stared at the knife. He grabbed me, but some woman yelled, "Hey, let her go!" The men ran off, and the woman ran up to me. "Are you okay?" she asked. I couldn't speak. I started hugging one of the women. I still don't know what they wanted with me, but I got $50 for my work. And that was a lot. Now my mom and I live in a better neighborhood. That's it.